Felicity. I'm a satisfaction coach and a yoga teacher who's obsessed with empowering disillusioned people to live a satisfied life that they don't need to escape from. And today, apparently, is International Day of Happiness. But my regular watchers... Oh, hold on, I shut the door on the cat, didn't I? She'll just distract me if I don't open it. She's not going to come in there. Yeah, today's International Day of Happiness, and anyone who's kind of watches me regularly might notice that I've dropped happiness from some of my stuff. Hello, Missy. So, I'm very attached to the word happiness. Don't get me wrong. Very attached to the word happiness. It's what my name means. Felicity means happiness, and I love that. And that's why I attached to it originally. That's why I wanted to help people to be happier. But I've kind of found that when people ask me what I do, I go to events or whatever, and I say, I've been saying I'm a yoga and happiness teacher, and people are like, oh, and do you know what? It sounds really interesting, doesn't it? But then what I find myself doing is saying, yeah, but it's the yoga is not just it's not just the making shapes yoga, and it's definitely not get your leg around your head yoga. It's all about the whole philosophy of yoga. And then I have to go into explaining the happiness is not just about ecstatic hedonic happiness, it's about finding deeper levels of happiness. And to be honest, it's starting to sound a bit dry. And we go from happiness to, yeah, but it's not that kind of happiness. It's kind of like something a bit different. So I've been doing a bit of work with a wonderful lady called Nikki James on my branding and things, and she got me to really dig into this. Because when you have a niggle, I'm sure you've experienced a niggle in your life sometimes, where it's like a stone in your shoe, and when you go and look in your shoe, you shake it out that it's not there, but then next time you go and stick your foot in it, it's there again. There's some little thing running around in your shoe. And I think we all have this sense that something's just not quite right, something like a glitch in the matrix, however you want to describe it. And I kind of did this 5 or 6 years ago, quite a bit of time. It out beforehand, and much as I don't regret leaving him because my life completely changed now, I would not be doing this on this video for you. I would not be here being able to help people live that satisfied life if I hadn't have left my husband. But I do sometimes think, well, that can't be the solution to everything. It can't be that we have to detonate big chunks of our lives in order to fix some little niggly thing that doesn't feel quite right. So I kind of I worked on this little nifty system. I hadn't thought it through, I hadn't stopped to think it through, and I was reacting instead of responding. Even though it did take a little bit of time to make the decision, but it wasn't for the right reasons, perhaps. So I've kind of worked out this little system which helps us to make our decision making more considered. Now, this doesn't mean we're not working on instinct, we're not basing anything on our instinct. Instinct is not quite the same as reaction. And quite often our reaction all happens in our heads, And we actually override our instinct in our bellies or in our hearts. So we kind of bypass that. And actually this is where our instinct lives, not up here. So my little acronym is ACTS. ACTS. And the A stands for assess and accept. Acceptance is the first start to any change. Now, this isn't just a case of sitting back, chilling out and thinking, things just are as they are and I can't do anything about it. And it's not about saying that about yourself either. I always find that very limiting. When people say, I am who I am and I'm never going to change, I can't change. It's like, that's not true. People can change. Your brain can change. That's science, that's neuroscience. But the first step to change is acceptance. So, as an example, if you're thinking I ought to lose some weight, the first thing you need to do is accept what weight you are. You need to accept what food you're eating. You need to accept what exercise you're doing. You might need to accept any medical implications, either medical implications of your weight or medical things that are leading to excess weight. These are all things we have to assess and accept. And this could be a small thing, a small personal thing, or it can be a big thing, it could be a social thing. It could be the government. I'm not keen on this government, but I have to accept that it's the government. I did say for a long time, I don't accept Boris Johnson as my Prime Minister. And then I realised that's not the way to go about it. We have to accept that he is our Prime Minister. Whether you like it or not, he is. And we can't change anything unless we say, this is our status quo. So in terms of my business, in terms of yoga and happiness, I had to accept that people's perceptions of the words yoga and the word happiness were not what I was trying to convey. I had to accept that that's it. I can't change everyone's brains. And yes, sometime in the future, I'd love to be involved in a change to the perception of yoga as just being a physical practice. But, that's definitely not going to happen overnight. It's probably not going to happen in my lifetime. But yes, hopefully we can change some minds. But right now, people think of yoga and they think of touching your toes. They think of yoga and they think of twisting yourself into a pretzel. There's a really good quote by Byron Katie. She says, I am a lover of what is, not because I'm a spiritual person, but because it hurts when I argue with reality. So we need to not be hurting ourselves by arguing with reality. And then we can move on to C, which is choose the change. So deciding what changes you're going to make. Now, all the changes that we can make in different situations will have different options, obviously. Fall broadly into two categories. You can either change the stuff or you can change your mind. And quite often you'll need to do both, a bit of both of these, or certainly a bit of mindset change is going to need to occur. So thinking about that personal example of weight, wanting to lose weight, you can change certain things about your lifestyle to help you start to lose weight. But also there might be some mindset shifts that you need. It might be that you need to change your approach to it. You need to change your motivation. If your motivation's always been an aesthetic of what you want your body to look like, maybe changing that to a health perspective is more motivating for you. Maybe the mindset shift you need is actually, okay, my body is not a perfect size 8, but I am very healthy. If you're actually a very healthy person anyway, maybe you don't need to lose weight. So maybe it is purely a mindset shift that you need. For the social example, I can't overthrow the government right now. That's not the change. It's been in my things to do list for a while, but it's unfortunately not. It keeps dropping down the list. But I can personally, from my point of view, I can change the way that I social issues. I can be more vocal. I can share information to try and educate people so that when the time comes for an election, hopefully I'll have helped shift other people's mindsets a little bit. From my business point of view, my thing I needed to choose to change was the wording of what I'm delivering to you. So if happiness is not the word that sings to you, if happiness doesn't land in your head the same way that I'm meaning it to come out, then I need to think of another word. And I played with contentment. That was quite a nice word, but contentment has that edge of everything just is as it is and I can't do anything about it. And that's definitely not what I want. I want to help people make real change in their lives and in their societies and in their communities. So I ended up plumping for satisfaction. Satisfaction feels really good. I think I said this last week. There's something really delicious about the word satisfaction for me. It's like, that's what I want. That's what I want to feel for myself, is satisfaction. That's what I want all of you guys to feel too. So then T, in our acronym, is to take action. This is the do the stuff bit. This is the implementing your changes, getting the stuff done, or starting to work through that mindset stuff. And maybe that involves getting external help. Maybe you've decided, there's definitely something that I need to rethink in my mind, and I can't do this alone. There's no shame in saying I can't do this on my own. I need some external help. I need some therapy of some sort, some coaching. So go and do the stuff. And if you've done those first two steps, if you've done the acceptance and choosing your changes, so choosing those changes is so important, making sure that you're picking the right thing that needs to change, because there's nothing worse than, especially doing a massive change in your life and then saying, actually that was okay and it was this over here that I should have changed. Because then you're starting from below zero, below or before square one. Starting from square minus one when you do that. So if we've done all that background work first, then the taking action can be so much easier. It's easier because we feel more motivated to do it, because we're more focused on why we're doing it. And if you get a hard day, I think work is a demonized word, and we should stop thinking if something is work, it's bad. It's not necessarily bad, it's just work. It's just things that need to get done. So if we stop thinking like that, then maybe we can get the stuff done rather than just feeling sorry for ourselves about the work. But we can feel satisfied during this process. I am not suggesting that we have to wait until we get to S to be satisfied. We're not waiting until we've finished taking the action before we're satisfied. If we're now doing these actions with good intention, with the right intentions, with the knowledge of where this is leading to and how that's going to feel when we get there, we can start to enjoy the implementation a lot more, because it's all part of the process and we can feel satisfied with that implementation process. So S is our satisfaction stage. Acts. Assess and accept, choose the change, take action, and be satisfied. Feel settled and serene as well. My definition of what satisfaction is to wake up every morning feeling like you're motivated for your day. You know what you've got to do, and you're ready to make an impact, either on your own world or someone else's or the world. And then to go to bed feeling like you've had a good day. That for me is satisfaction. And that's an awesome place to be, and you can be there almost every day of your life. There is no way we should need to wait until we retire to sit back and go, yeah, that was good. The last 40 years, or I've now got past the last 40 years, and now I'm here in my retired, satisfied state. Why would you want to wait? Why would you want to wait until you're 60 to feel satisfied? So that's what we're all about. So tell me, whether you're watching live or on replay, tell me what you think of or what you feel when you think of the word satisfaction. What a satisfied life means to you. No rude answers, please. Keep it clean. It's a family show. I think I might have sworn earlier, actually. Maybe it's not a family show. So tell me what satisfaction means to you. And tell me if that all makes sense to you. And I'm going to be teaching this. I definitely want to teach this because I'm living it, and I'm trying to live it more and more. It's going to be the end of the year before we really put this into action, into a course that you can come and join me on. What I'm doing at the moment is Yoga and Happiness, which will be changing name. That's good. That's coming. The change of name of Yoga and Happiness is coming. So this is my membership. These are my yoga classes where we do some yoga, and then we talk about happiness. And we're talking about wanting and miswanting all this month, which kind of ties a lot into this satisfaction as well. It's about how the things that we crave or the things we think will make us happy don't make us happy, or they certainly don't keep us happy and satisfied in our life. They're all kind of very kind of low, high impact, but low, very short term. Hi Janine, it's good to see you. Family, yeah. Knowing your family is safe and loved. And so family's a really good motivator, and to kind of like think, right, every day, what can I do to make sure that happens? And to be motivated by that is that's an awesome one, because it gives you the feels, doesn't it? It really can give you the feels, knowing that whether it's family below you or above you or to the side of you. That's an awesome one. So Yoga and Happiness, you can still come to Yoga and Happiness. Book on. I think I've put all the links in the comments there somewhere. Because I'd love to see you in my Yoga and Happiness classes, which I have got 2 online this week. I've got Thursday night and Sunday morning. And in person in Chorley at the Healing Well on a Wednesday night. We're still running those classes. And I think that's about it. I've been rambling on for 20 minutes, so I think it's time for me to log off, because my battery's about... If my reception's been really bad, by the way, tonight, it's because I forgot to plug my laptop in. So my battery's not far off dying. And I think that sometimes has an impact with how blurry I am. If you think this is useful, if you think someone else can find this useful, share me around. And find me on Instagram. I'm trying to do loads more on Instagram at the moment. I'm finding Felicity 7, because there was another Finding Felicity. So I've ended up with number 7. So I like the number 7. So come and find me on Insta, because I'm trying to post a bit more on there. And so, get on my mailing list as well. And then you get my blog come into your inbox as well. That's about it from me for this week. I don't know what I'm doing for the Sunday Slowdown next week. It's not the Sunday Slowdown, it's the Sunday Satisfaction session. I'll get these words right in my mouth properly in time. Have an awesome week. Try and find some satisfaction every day. And I'll see you next week. Cheerio.